Shalom, giving all praise and all glory unto Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem Kakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone at rule and shalom to Akim, pushing this word around the globe with faith and in truth and in sincerity. I'm the brother Caleb from the GMS London Forecasters Camp, back once again for the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to feed the hopeful elect. Now, we are the real Hebrew Israelites, the real Israelites, these are called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, and West Africans predominantly, but you are going to get Israelites that do look like the other nations because Israel has been scattered amongst all people throughout our various captivities. But if your seed line by your forefathers goes back to the man in the Bible that was named Jacob, who was then later named Israel, then you too are an Israelite no matter what you may look like. Because the book of Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18 states that your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers. Right, so I've got a little lesson here from BBC News. This is published on the 15th of January, which was maybe a day or two ago. Let me just check that. I believe we're at the, we're the 16th today. So this was published yesterday. It says Pimlico Plumbers to make workers get vaccinations. It says Charles Mullins said workers getting vaccinated is a no-brainer. So you got one Edomite dude up there. Says there's a large number of London plumbing firms plans to rewrite all of its workers' contracts to require them to be vaccinated against coronavirus. Pimlico Plumbers chairman Charlie Mullins said it was a no-brainer that workers should get the jab. If they do not want to comply with the policy, it will be decided on a case-by-case basis whether they are kept on, he said. Employment lawyers said the plan carried risks for the business. The NHS is seeking to vaccinate 15 million people from priority groups by mid-February as part of efforts to try and control the spread of COVID-19. But Mr. Mullins said he was prepared to pay for private immunizations for people at the firm should they become available, which should be done on the company's time. Doctors have warned that key hospital services in England are in crisis, with reports of hospitals cancelling urgent appointments after a surge in COVID patients in recent weeks. Pimlico Plumbers plans to change its contracts for new joiners to require immunisation. It will rewrite contracts with existing workers and employees as soon as it is practical, depending on the vaccine availability. The firm has about 350 plumbers working as contractors and about 120 employees. Mr. Mullins said the firm was not putting anyone under any pressure to have the jab. However, new starters who are not immunised would not be taken on, he said. Mr. Mullins' employees approved of the policies. It's a no-brainer, he said. I've talked to people who have said, I will queue up all night to get the vaccine. I think it will be the norm in 5 or 6 months. To go into a bar or cinema or go on a plane, you have to have the vaccine, he added. Mr. Mullins said he set aside £800,000 to pay for private vaccinations, but estimated costs of more in the region of £100,000. Whatever it costs, I will pay, he said. I would pay $1 million tomorrow to safeguard our staff. If people don't want the vaccine, let them sit at home and not have a normal life, he added. Man, oh man. Legal risks. However, employment lawyers said this vaccination policy could be risky. Legally, companies cannot force employees to take a vaccine, said the Thrive Law Managing Director Jody Hill. They can't jab a vaccine in your arm, she said. People who refuse vaccination are dismissed may have grounds to make a legal claim, she said. Even if they put that requirement in a new contract, I don't think they'd get away with it, she said. Employees with more than 2 years' service could claim unfair dismissal, but this option is not open to workers and self-employed contractors. Broadly, people can refuse a vaccination for legitimate reasons, such as being pregnant or breastfeeding. For religious reasons, That's important there. Because of disability or allergy, or for ethical vegan reasons if the jab contains animal products. 2 vaccinations approved for use in the UK from Oxford AstraZeneca and Pfizer BioNTech do not contain any components of animal origin. A Department of Health and Social Care spokesman confirmed the dismissal for employees with one or more of these protected characteristics could give rise to a discrimination claim. People who are hesitant about taking the vaccine for personal reasons would not be able to claim discrimination but could potentially claim unfair dismissal if they've been with a company firm for 2 or more years. People with strong anti-vaccination beliefs may be protected under equality law, Ms. Hill added. Legal battle. The company and Mr. Mullins have previously faced a lengthy legal battle with one of its former contractors, Gary Smith. In 2018, Mr. Smith won a Supreme Court ruling over holiday and sick pay. However, an unemployment tribunal later ruled that he was not entitled to make a claim for back pay, as he had not completed the necessary paperwork. Mr. Mullins insisted that the vaccination change to contracts will be done legally, but said that he was willing to take this matter to the Supreme Court as well, if necessary. So what do we have here? We have Revelation 12 and 12. We have Revelation 12 and 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." This is also Revelation 2 and 9. "I know thy works and thy tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not, but of the synagogue of Satan. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. But be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." See, we've got to be faithful unto death. We can't give in to this pressure from Esau to take these vaccinations. So Revelation 13 verse 15. "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast did both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for is the number of a man, and his number is 600 threescore and 6. So we're not supposed to be getting any cuttings in our flesh, which is Leviticus 19:28. "Ye shall not make cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh." So we're not supposed to be getting any cuttings in our flesh. So regardless of what Pimlico Plumbers say, we ain't supposed to be doing that. This is Revelation, the 14th chapter. I'm going to start from Revelation 14 and 8. "And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all the nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And a third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up for ever and ever, and they have no rest day or night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receive the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High, and the faith of Yahushua. Yeah. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labours, and their works do follow them. You know? So, point being is that this is all the test, man, and you have to resist the devil. Scriptures say, resist the devil and he shall flee from thee. You know, you can't be giving into this kind of pressure from, you know, employers or family members or friends or whoever to be taking these things. You've got to be steadfast and rooted in this truth. This truth has to be your foundation, you know, because the scriptures say, you know, people who believe in this truth is like as if their house was built upon a rock. You know, when the sea and the waves came and beat against the rock, the house didn't fall down. Whereas everybody else in the world whose houses are built on, who aren't built on this foundation, it's like their houses are built upon sand. And you know, when you're on the beach and you build a sandcastle, what happens? As soon as the tide comes in, that shit crumbles and it falls down. And that's how these people of the society are going to be when Esau puts more pressure on them to take the jab and to take the chip. So we can't be like that. You know, we've got to be strong and rooted in this faith. So with that, giving all praise and all glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Akakodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone of all and Shalom, to your Akim that are pushing this word around the globe with faith and in truth. And until the next lesson, Lord willing, I say Shalom.